We have breaking news for you for this ABC 17 nowcast. A Mizzou football player was busted for drugs overnight. MUPD say they arrested Dorial Green Beckham after finding him with marijuana in a parking lot behind the stadium. I'm talking to police, including Captain Weimer. I'll have the latest on how this will impact the season. As police tell me, this was a routine stop that they saw the white Lincoln Navigator that belongs to DGB somewhere in this parking lot, you guys, and they thought it was odd, so they stopped and they smelt a strong odor of marijuana, and that is why the arrest happened. Now, there were 5 people, in the car at the time. Only 3 were arrested, as we told you earlier. I'm back. I'm out here at the social media desk. But before we get to hear what you had to say about it, let's recap what happened last night. Now, 5 players were in the vehicle of DGB around midnight last night as an officer with MUPD saw his white Lincoln Navigator by itself in Lot G. The officer smelled an odor of marijuana, so he made what I'm told is just a routine stop. There were 5 players in the car. 3 of them, Dorial Green Beckham, Levi Copeland, and Tory Boozer, police said had less than 35 milligrams of marijuana on them. Now, the other 2 freshman defensive linemen, Harold Brantley and tight end Brandon Holyfield, were also passengers in the vehicle, that they were not arrested. All 5, though, were suspended for 1 game. Now, all throughout the day today, social media has been a buzz. A lot of people tweeting me their thoughts about it. Now, we also posted a question on Facebook. As you can see, we already have a few comments, some in sympathy of the players, some not so much. Now, we want to hear what you have to say about it, so go ahead and like us on Facebook. Do you think a 1-game suspension was enough? Do you think there should have been more, or do you think that this is a problem that might change your support for the Missouri Tiger football team? We want to hear about it. Now, back here live, they already sold 3,000 tickets by this morning. They also put out a bunch of different sideline seats. As you can see, the Rockbridge visiting section is completely full. The overflow are already sitting out there for about 1,000 seats on both sides of the end zones. And of course, Hickman is having a pretty good crowd, to say the least. It's pretty packed here tonight. It's very loud. Both teams are excited. We are 3 minutes away from kickoff now. Both the school newspapers, they decided to have a little bit of a Twitter war. Whoever got the most Twitter followers by the end of the game was going to win, and the loser had to donate $50 to this food bank of Central Columbia, which is a really great cause. So they're turning this little rivalry into an amazing game. Now, once again, kickoff is pretty soon for the road to the Show Me Bowl between these 2 teams, Rockbridge and Hickman. It's a Providence Bowl with a little bit more on the line. Live here from Columbia, Martina, ABC 17 News. It was the bye for the 1-5 Kansas City Chiefs, like Mizzou, a much-needed break from what has been a struggle in every sense of the word.
It certainly has.
St. Louis Rams probably wish they had a bye this week rather than go against Raji. Aaron Rodgers, not the other Raji who does his own dance. Well, first off, Aaron Rodgers throwing deep to Jordy Nelson. Thank goodness I have Jordy on my fantasy football team. Do you have him on your team?
I don't.
Do you have Aaron on your team?
He got you some points. I don't have Aaron on any team of mine.
You didn't draft Aaron? Well, okay, 2 plays later, Rodgers is going to find Nelson in the end zone for the touchdown. Packers go up 7-3. Fourth quarter, the Pack, here's Aaron again. They lead 20-13, 3rd and 9. He's running, and he'll find Randall Cobb in the end zone for the touchdown. Do you have Cobb on your fantasy team?
I got no Packers on my fantasy team.
Oh, you messed up. Number 14, Florida, taking on Kentucky at home. 3rd and 5 for Kentucky at the 25. Morgan Newton's pass intercepted by Jalen Watkins, who will be able to run this one back up. For the score, the Gators will go up 7-0. Second quarter winding down, 3rd and 10 at the 19. Jeff Driscoll will hit Quinton Dunbar in the end zone for a touchdown. Gators will take a 24 lead at half. They will go on to win 38-0. Back on September 21st this year, the matchup between the Hickman Cupies and the Rockbridge Bruins came down to a field goal, with the Cupies winning 22-21. Now, 6 weeks later, we have another matchup between the 2, and once again, it comes down to the last-second heroics. There are your 2 main coaches in the spotlight tonight. This game was stuck at 0, first play of the 4th quarter. Finally, Logan Tweehouse is going to find his favorite target of the season, Alex Goffley, in the jump ball. That will put Rockbridge up 7-0. 52 seconds left to go in regulation. Mason Murray looking, scrambling, continuing to scramble on this long play. And guess who he finds wide open in the end zone? Where was the coverage on that one? Roderick Beasley will get the touchdown. Into overtime we go. First up, Sam Smith, 23-yard field goal will put Hickman up 10-3. Final play of the game. Last chance, and it's going to get picked off by the guy who got the touchdown, Roderick Beasley, for the interception. You can see it was Rockbridge is stunned. Hickman has gone crazy on the sidelines here in Columbia. They win 10-7. SEC Blitz tonight. During this past week, I got to meet our one special Tennessee volunteer who has overcome some amazing odds just to play football and get himself on the field this season.
We was doing a pursuit drill and he told me his knee hurt, and I told him if his knee hurt, then maybe he should just leave and go home.
Tennessee linebacker Herman Lather's tough love is not without reason.
Definitely, I've had a lot of disappointments throughout my lifetime.
Lathers was diagnosed with bone cancer when he was just 10 years old.
It was tough growing up with what I grew up with.
The cancer and treatment prevented Lathers from living a typical childhood filled with sports, and it may have stayed that way if it wasn't for his brother, who put the pads on him in high school.
I didn't really know much, and my brother paid for a lot of camps, so I got him to thank for where I am today here at the University of Tennessee.
It hasn't been an easy road since. As a redshirt freshman, Lathers dealt with a blood disorder resulting with doctors taking out his spleen. And then last season, Lathers was sidelined with a broken ankle. Heading into fall camp, I'm told he is about 100% healthy. Head coach Derek Dooley is happy to have him back.
He garners a tremendous amount of respect from our team. Not just because of what he's been through from an injury standpoint, but the level of commitment that he has to being good and being a leader on his football team.
Not only is he taking a large role as a veteran leader on defense, he's also taking on being a father figure for the rest of the guys.
He never complains, and he comes to work every day. And, you know, if your ankle hurts or something, you got a little nag here, and you see Herm busting his butt, and he got a broken ankle or something like that, you can't, say anything to him. You just got to respect him and keep on moving.
And for the man his teammates call Uncle Herm and Pop, he just wants to be as supportive for them as his brother was for him.
I say my college experience has been, one that has gave me a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge to help guys and, lead them in the right direction and the right path. And, just don't let guys quit on themselves because, tough times don't last, as I've always been told. Tough people do.
And the hot topic that emerged was injured starting quarterback James Franklin, who came into the game Monday halfway through the second half with the game still on the line. It's been a few weeks since Franklin has taken a snap, but he provided the spark to secure their first SEC win. It would appear Mizzou Nation collectively had a sigh of relief as the Tigers went on to win their first SEC matchup.
Well, it feels good to win.
But it wasn't easy.
Corbin was struggling. Not the first quarterback ever struggling at all, and won't be the last.
I'm told putting Franklin in was something the coaches had talked about if they felt the need. From Bergstrasser started the second half throwing back-to-back interceptions. Next thing you know, Franklin was warming up.
It's a call that you got to make, though. If in case that happened, that we would go with James, just with great restrictions.
They ran Franklin on a restricted offense, meaning no quarterback runs or long throws or play-action passes. Franklin told us it was an adjustment to his quarterbacking style.
I know I'm in the more mindset of throwing, getting the ball off, getting into other guys' hands, but at the same time, I don't feel comfortable if the pressure breaks down, they're trying to escape and make something happen after I get out of the pocket, throwing it downfield, things like that. So I thought it was good and bad at the same time.
And even though Franklin finished going 6 for 9 for 16 yards, he helped provide a spark the Tigers seemed to be missing.
Anytime you bring that in, I think that gave our offense a little bit of a lift.
It was nice to go out there and the guys were all enthusiastic and messing around with me.
All jokes aside, Franklin had this one reassuring fact as the Tigers traveled to Gainesville to take on Florida.
I know I'll be there for sure. I said earlier, unless I get hit by a car, then I'll be starting.